as a generation of people, we have to find fit with walking our journey ourselves. We have the wombing part of our journey. Be the you that decided to present yourself in this day. That while in our day and season, there's so much that we are giving over to someone else to present. The journey educates. How you walk your journey is how you decide to be fine with presenting, with representing yourself. Journey season doesn't only acknowledge the path you walk on, but the journey seasons to me RIBEA ELISE in this year acknowledges the season that I'm walking the journey at. Acknowledges me RIBEA ELISE walking the completeness of my 4-0 year. In this year, there's a lot of disturbances. Before this year, people plan to disturb the journey. People plan to disturb your 40 years old. While you have to acknowledge yourself walking the journey, it becomes easier when you have to listen to how do you decide to walk your 4-0 journey. And today I'm going to say something that I'm sensitive about. Something that is everything to me. And that was never meant to be a thing on this earth. But that was actually my first daughter. And that was actually a human being. When New Zealand were chasing after a RIBEA ELISE, that is Anna Philander house journey. New Zealand discovered the RIBEA in the universeness of technology, of television communications. They've learned a lot with what American Celebrity House educated them about RIBEA ELISE. While I gave birth to my first daughter in Auckland, New Zealand in the year 2005, and today the mother that have lost the daughter after I traveled from Auckland, New Zealand. And while my daughter lost her life in a gruesome, rude, disruptive way, and I was the mother that was busy employed in the offices, New Zealand television today find themselves having a laugh along with the Real Housewives television publications. That is what actually happened on the journey. And I'm going to say something very sensitive to everyone today, while everyone just listens to the soft breeze while I just turn the camera to a certain angle. While my daughter Tanika burned in South Africa, New Zealand was busy working on my universe communications that brought me to this house that presents everything RIBEA ELISE, everything about profile culture. While New Zealand learned that my daughter was burned in the backyard, and while my daughter's scars about that fire was not as oppressive as the smoke that she inhaled that had caused her to have been deceased, New Zealand thought that they're having a good laugh about RIBEA ELISE's daughter that burned. And while my second daughter finds herself journeying the season with us in Auckland, New Zealand, it is the sensitivity of the human being in all of these communications. The sensitivity that no one's journey were ever meant to be treated like nothing. I've mentioned Ukraine in one of our previous videos. And for human beings to sit and laugh while there's office processes that they are managing in Auckland, New Zealand. And they sit and laugh at war countries today. For American celebrity team that sends the joke videos. Condolences to the people that burned in Maui fires in 2023. Also because of the game that people play on this earth. And many mothers have found themselves being oppressed and being harmed in the pain of the game that some people play that are burning other people. While in South African communities, fires were not only happening because of natural causes of how a fire happens, but in Paarl community, families were burned down. And New Zealand and American television programs thought that it's still a joke to send television programs through the Real Housewives. Our baby RIBEA ELISE, that was also the mother, that has also lost a daughter through the fires of how the world play games against one another, of what the world calls a sports game, of what the world calls a Paris Olympics, while Zelensky and Putin find themselves in war and in pain. Of how the world presents sports on any sports day. While as people we have the right to step in and to manage the world in a fine and fair way, we have to acknowledge that where I'm at in the season, nothing about the process looks glossy. The colors that we were educated, that were meant to be preventative to wars and to aggressions, that nothing about what television are doing are colorful. That somewhat we've got to have leaders that steps in and that decides to own the color that we are walking seasons with. South African Parliamentary House were writing in their elections 2024, it is the own season of the elections. I have mentioned it in one of my videos, the currentness of our journeying seasons. Well, for some people, managing the processes of the international world, managing sports games, managing the offices, managing the finances of the international world, managing the celebrity house processes, nothing about the journey are a blossoming, colorful journey. For some people, Paris Olympic jokes against the Zelensky that sits in Ukraine are really not funny. Now, RIBEA ELISE always makes it clear that I don't just laugh along. Therefore, let me conclude with a sensitivity of where we are at and us and on the color of how we are journeying and how we decide to journey our season's journey. I'm going to conclude with the next video that I want us to listen to. The sound that echoes while we are journeying seasons on the platform.